Kids and cadettes. Welcome back to Tommy Time. We're looking at this Yard Force piece of crap again. It's a 2018. I gave 35 for this from my scrapper. It started, but the transmission wouldn't engage. We kind of looked at it and realized the plastic gear. I realized it was plastic because there was nothing left to be found of this thing. The plastic must have shattered and disintegrated, and the belt was just wrapped around here, moving around. So we got a lot of play in the worm gear. This thing is totally shot. So I figured I was going to spend 80 to 100 for a replacement transmission. And ironically, it was like 21 bucks. I couldn't believe how cheap it was. So there's a story behind it. Here's the bag it came in. I upgraded to they had another transmission, and we'll talk about that. The original number I'll list below, but the aftermarket number here that they're selling is the 1004083001, and I wrote it down here as well for the transmission box. So here's the new belt that's required. There's that number. So what I did is I looked up this model number, found the original gear box number, and then I Googled it, and there was a hit on eBay. It had the old gearbox, and it says new gearbox and belt, and it was a package deal for like 49 bucks, 30 bucks shipping. But I didn't pay much attention to this guy. I just used his new gearbox number and ordered one, I think, directly from Yard Force on Amazon. It was 21 bucks. So here lies the issue. I went and put the gearbox on today, and I couldn't get the belt on here. What did I do with the belt? I think I brought it inside to try to check part number, but let's pretend this is the belt. It's a V belt. So I put the transmission on. It's the old one comes off easy. You got to remove 4 Allens here, take off the adjusting bar for deck height. You use some clips to take off the gear. You remove this pin here. You remove all this. There's another pin here. You remove that, clip. The bearings come out. You do the same for the other side. Anyway, the thing comes off quick. I'm not going to give you a demonstration on this. It's just remove and replace on the transmission. There was no huge big issue with this thing except for the belt. So I go to put the belt on, and it's super tight. I couldn't even get it over the pulley here. And I thought, oh, somebody tried to rectify it and put a different belt on. They didn't know what they were doing, but it was the right belt. So I go back to this eBay ad, and the guy explains the whole thing. When you go with this updated gearbox, you need to buy this belt because it's the new pulley. It's got a bigger pulley on it, so the old belt's not going to work. This newer, updated plastic pulley here is bigger than the other original pulley. So if I would have known that, I would have got the belt at the same time. So now I'm dicking around. I tried a Turo recycler belt. That didn't do anything. I went to my automotive belts. I saved a few belts when I was working on cars. If the belt was somewhat salvageable, I would save it for emergency purposes. And I went through all these, and none of them are the right length. So the other thing I could do was go down AutoZone and get one maybe an inch longer. Use this to match it up and go down there. Just tell the guy to go in the back and match one up, the next size up, a V belt, or go to eBay and order the updated belt for this. So we're still underwater on this wheel. I wanted to make sure the transmission, that I could buy it and it fit and all that jazz before I spent, I think this is another 20 bucks. The front wheel is going to cost me as much as the transmission does, which is kind of crazy in itself. I don't know why they're so cheap. There's really not much to them as far as the manufacturing of these things. So, but they could really scalp you. I know the Toro recyclers are expensive, and some of the other brands, the Husky, I'm surprised this Yard Force is so cheap. So it's got a manufacturing name, SMV. Maybe they make transmissions for other small yard equipment. Here's the original one, like I showed you. This thing has got so much play in it, and it's not doing anything. So probably the belt running over it here just wore it out once the plastic broke. So this eBay seller said you can't buy that plastic gear. They don't sell it separately. So he's got a market on these things. So if you were clever and could figure out the dimensions of this plastic pulley, you could make a bunch of money. But there it is, and it's the same setup. There's a pin holding this thing. You punch the pin through the barrel pin, and this pulley will come off. I'm sure I could use a micrometer and do all the dimensions. There's probably something in China that they use this on another machine. You could track down a replacement. So there you go. I was right in the middle of messing with this thing, and I was hoping to put it back together with that belt, but couldn't get the belt on. So that's my situation. The spring still needs to go back on. What else? And the other gearing and whatnot for the right side. So I lubed up the cable, drive cable, when everything was off. Lube that up. So this thing's coming along. Probably I'll have a little bit of money into it, but it'll have a new transmission. Not bad machine for a 2018 as far as deck. No rust through. Just this. So that's where we are. Scrapper just called me before I started this video. He said he had two old snappers with aluminum decks from the 80s and some other machine. He wasn't sure of the manufacturer. And I asked him if he had any beach bikes. He said he had one. So I may be looking at 3 mowers and a bicycle here in 30 minutes. If so, I'll do a video on those when he shows up. We still got some daylight hours here to burn. So I probably should have taken you along to do the transmission swap out, but You guys are pretty handy. You just need to have a pair of these. They seem to work well on all these small clips, and they're on AliExpress. I've seen them on eBay. They're a couple bucks each, so that's all I use to get the clips off. I can tell you the size Allen that you need. These these half moons here that hold the axle up against the frame, they're Allens. You reach them from the other side. There's holes in this bracket, and you go straight up into the Allen. I'll give you that size Allen head. Other than that, there's no special tools required to do this job. So we got a 3/16 is what I used. I used a little 1/4 inch drive extension, my Ace Hardware bits, 3/16 on the Allen, and those come right off. There's 2 pre-drilled holes in that bracket, and you can reach the Allens through there easily. So that's all I got for you. I'm going to wait for the scrapper to show up, and maybe when he's gone, I'll run down to AutoZone or Advance Auto Parts or Napa and try to get a belt. So, one other thing. So this Yard Force has their own belt number. So I Googled that, hoping I would get a hit that says it's a V belt that's 19 inches long or whatever, because you can figure out belt length. There's not a peep or a sound about the dimensions of this belt. If I had the dimensions, I could just Google that and there'd be hundreds of hits for other applications. But Yard Force doesn't want you to be able to search. They want you to buy their belt right from the dealer or their website. So I found these on eBay, probably 16 to 20 bucks. If I go to AutoZone, they're probably $7 if I knew the dimensions. Otherwise, I can bring the one that doesn't fit, tell the guy to go back there. I want the same V belt, an inch longer than what this one is. Try it. If it doesn't work, bring it back. But that's all I need. I barely need another inch in length to get over the pulley and be able to get this thing to work. So that's where we are. Have a good day. Thanks for coming out. Like I said, I was surprised that these are only 21 bucks for another gearbox. They could really scalp you if they wanted to. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Do it.